Evening everyone and welcome to the weekly roundup in Division 1, the Premier League in our competition. And I'm with one of the eminent statesmen of our competition and leading board member at Woodville West Torrens, Darcy. How are you, Darcy?
Sean, very well, thank you. Yourself?
Good.
It's good
Thanks
to be
for having me.
with Royalty here tonight. Just sitting next to Sean Jacko Jackson, state coach, and for many years now, and coaching for many years.
Yes, it's good we got rid of TJ. Where is he tonight,
We've made it smooth. We've done it so smoothly tonight. We're taking turns and doing things. We're nice to each other. You know, it's not all about him. It's all about us tonight.
Yep. Well, Division 1, mate, some cracking results on
and
the weekend.
What a game. If there's upsets in Division 1,
Wow.
this would have to be one of them, I think.
Absolutely. So the first game we're going to look at is Port Districts versus Tea Tree Gully. And this was at Port Districts ground, 14-9, and they do play well at home, but I don't think many would have tipped them against Tea Tree Gully, 12 goals, 12.
Third versus Districts, that was 6.
Great win.
Was
pushing them into
win.
5, Port Districts?
Just out. So, just out. They got equal fifth. So you're quite right, Jacko. So they're equal fifth with Payne Lloyd Union. So great win there. That keeps their finals hopes alive, no doubt. LA Union are also on 5 wins behind them. So again, that fifth spot is certainly up for grabs with those 3 sides.
Yeah, it's an interesting competition at the moment, Division 1. There's no certainties from week to week, other than, you assume Ross Trevor are going to win most weeks, but let's look at Port District's goal kickers, mate. Derek Clark kicked 3, Foster 2, Northeast 2, Batty 2, and singles to Drogmuller, Heffernan, O'Neill, Pocock and Lukey McInerney.
Yeah, so best players was Heffernan, Shepherd, Gaffney, Foster, Zavril.
Yep.
And Drogamella.
I reckon you could give Heffernan the best and fairest right now.
He's
round 11.
He's up there every week, exactly right.
He's the most consistent player in the competition, bar none. Did you get money on him for the medal?
I was about to say, what about the medal as well? So not just the best and fairest.
Well,
pretty close. He's a bit of an umpire's favourite as well.
He is, and I reckon the guy he was up against on Saturday might be his best competition, Troy Menzel.
Yep. Who bagged 6?
6 along with Shoemakers, 6 out of 12, and all the rest were singles. Shoemakers, McKay, Melville, Clavey, Bilby and Latham, and the best players were, Dave?
Yep, we've got Asbury, Menzel, McWaters, Latham and Huggard.
Alright, so at this stage we're going 1-2, the Quinella on the medal.
Yep.
Heffernan wins it and Menzel runner-up.
Correct. And we've got Mowbray, who are obviously struggling to took on the might of Henley, who are sitting 4th at the moment. So Mowbray yet to win a game, and it was going to be last week. And actually, I think Mowbray would have put up a bit of fight here. It looks like 11 goal 9 to 16 goal 8.
They've got 6 goals at home. I think they're not without a chance at home in the second half of the year. And I think they probably would have given themselves a bit of a chance going in, so they'll still be disappointed to lose that game. There's no doubt about that. And Henley probably just to bat a little bit deeper than Mowbray do, and their goal kickers: Big Heath kicked 3, Grosser 3, James Lean, Flinders Park,
Another one.
2, Jessen 2, and singles to Ebert, Lane, Smith, Enright, Thurnig, and Hicks.
And the best players was Jessen, Kennedy, Swartz, Goldner, and little Jackie Enright.
Yeah, and Mowbray's goal kickers were.
McNaught with 3, Fogden with 3, Holland with 2, Gibson, Burns and Taylor with the individual goal scorers.
And I reckon they'll be happy to see Liam Verity, who's playing out at North Adelaide, ex-Mowbray boy, kicked 4, I think, in the reserves for North on the weekend, which was a good effort. And best players for Mowbray: Fogden, Knightley, Burrows, Richards, long-time servant of the Mowbray Footy Club, and Todd Davey.
Ex-Nord player?
No, Division 2 medalist from
yes, it was
last year, the year before, I think.
Yep. Now, this is another bit of an interesting game, this one, I think. So,
Prince Alfred.
Their wheels have certainly fallen off from last year. So, where are we there? So we've got PAC with 6 goal 10, so probably poor kicking there, 46. Athelston, 11 goals 7, 73. So Athelston, who are sitting second bottom. If PAC had won this, they would have been 2 games clear. Now they're even on 4 games each now. So they're both sitting second bottom. So they're both on the chance of relegation, unfortunately. So not a good signs of PAC, especially after their massive year the last few years.
Well, they had a fantastic win last week over Ross Trevor by 3 points. 2 or 3 points. So they would have been pretty confident playing at home. They took care of Athelston quite convincingly the second round of the year, so they would have been up and about, might have been first game of the year actually, they would have been up and about with their chances. But Athelston set on them avoiding relegation, I reckon, Darcy.
Yeah, that was a good win.
We've
That
got
one.
an interesting second round coming Division 1. If you
Very
have a look at
much
the
so.
table, I think Mobrig are, they're done and dusted. You can give them
They've won a game,
one spot.
unfortunately. So
But the last spot, it'll be between 3 clubs for me, Uni, Prince Alfred and Athelston. And I think Athelston are going to do enough to avoid it. So I think it's going to be between Prince Alfred and
Yep.
Adelaide Uni.
So Adelaide PAC are doing so much good work getting into Division 1 and obviously getting the grand finals and etc. But
Yeah, the
and
big
winning
recruit,
one.
the big recruit they got this year
Yeah.
from Port Power, straight out of AFL football, or SANFL football, Cracker, gone,
Yep.
transferred back to Western,
Yeah, that's
Western
right.
Australia, big loss.
Yep.
Anyway, the goal kickers for Athelston, Sheedy 3, Lee 2. When Matthew Lee plays in the Athelston side, they look a much better side. He's played 2 games, the rest of the time he's been in the Crows top up, but the 2 games he played, they've won both games against
Yeah.
Port Districts and against Prince Alfred. So Matty Lee 2, Christian Elliott 2, Luke Randon 2, Monda and Davies with singles.
And best players was the Sheedy, Stewart, Sagamano, Rogers and Davies.
Yeah, and for Prince Alfred, goal kickers, Darcy, Drew Clayfield kicked 3, Wicks, Gratz and Siebels all with singles.
And best players was Collison, Edmonds, Dalwood, Ricky, Seaballs and Hayes. So, PAC, they've got to pull something out now to try and avoid that relegation stage, and Athelston do it at the same time. So, but
And in saying that, how far are they off the 5? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Payneham are on 5 and 5, and Athelston and Prince Alfred are on 4
really
and
one
6.
game out. So
One game out.
One game. But they're struggling when you lose to Athelston. But as you said, PAC beat Ross Trevor the week before. So
Yeah.
strange round, that one. So this one here, probably no surprises.
Oh no, this is a surprise for me. Goodwood Saints beat the best team
Okay.
personnel-wise in the competition. Payneham have got the best side in the competition by the length of the straight. So probably got 7 blokes in their side that have played good SANFL football and a couple that played excellent SANFL football. Every side in the competition would love to have the players that Payneham have got. So for me, that's a big surprise. Goodwood Saints.
The
getting
Goodwood
over the
Saints,
top.
they're second. So equal, there's 3 teams on 6. So we've got Goodwood Saints, Titchgray, Henley, and Payneham Norwood Union on 5. So only one game behind each other. So
Payneham will make the 5. There's no
Yeah.
question about that. And maybe they've just been rolling along nicely, and they thought they'd waltz through it. But I think Goodwood Saints beat them in round 1 at Goodwood Saints Oval, and they probably thought on a bigger deck at Payneham that they would have no problems with the Goodwood Saints defence or defensive structure. But Goodwood Saints 10 goals 6 beat Payneham 7 goals 8, 16-point win.
it did. And goal scores we'll start with Goodwood Saints scores. Crump with 2, Dempsey with 2, Scara with 2, Anderson, Oakley and Turner and Burgess with individual goal scorers.
Yeah, and best players, Dempsey, a very experienced player, Carter, the ruckman, Galing, Elms, and actually it might be the Carter centre forward, Galing, Elms and T. Carter, the ruckman.
Could be brother of or Payneham Norwood Union.
Our brothers, yeah.
Yep. And Payneham Norwood Union. Davies with 2, Lowe, Pippett, Leggio, Ansel and Wagner with individual goal scorers there.
Yeah, best players, Orchello, best, does a good job in the back half most weeks for them. Pride, Seymour, a good player, Roki, an excellent SANFL player who really great recruit in the middle of the year for Payneham to pick up, and Pippett. So disappointing loss to Payneham, I would have thought.
Absolutely. And the last game, of course, which is probably no surprises, because Adelaide University are probably just struggling a bit at the moment, but take on the might of the Rocks, who are sitting just the 2 losses. They're sitting on top at the moment. They're
Yeah.
probably a bit closer than you expected, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a good sign for Adelaide Uni to get that close to Ross Trevor. Ross Trevor 11 goals 8 to Uni 9 goals 6. I think if you'd asked Uni before the
14
game,
points, yeah.
they would have said, yeah, they'll take that, but you always want to win. Goal kickers for Ross Trevor, Code got 4, Kamain 3, Dawson 2, and Hurley and Pisani with singles.
So Heath Kamain, he's been around a while too, so he's just the 3. But best players was Saman, McCullum, Code, Jordan, McMatties,
No, Di Matthias.
Matthias. Thanks for the correction.
Julio
Yep.
Di Matthias, yep.
Yep. And Dawson in amongst the best players.
Yeah. And goal kickers for Adelaide Uni, Pfeiffer 2, Parker 2, Antoniadis
Yep.
off Hargraves, Willis and Dad's singles.
And the best players was Parker, Pfeiffer, Bateman, Cunningham, Dads and Deering.
Correct.
So we just have a real look at the ladder, because I think it's a very interesting situation for the Div 1. You probably think Obviously, we're taking out Mowbray because they haven't won a game, but between Goody Saints, who are 6-3, or Teacher Gully is 6-3, then Henley 6-4, then you got Payneham Union, Port Districts, Adelaide Uni 5-5, with PAC and Atherstone 4-6. So there's only 2 games between Goody Saints and Atherstone, who are 9th. So that's how close this Division 1 is.
Yeah,
So
it's a ripping competition.
ripping competition. So, Ross Trevor, you never know this. They're just a couple of games up, but seriously, 2 games between 2nd and 9th is. I don't think I've seen that in Div 1 for a very long time.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very good competition.
Mate. Just have a quick look at the goal scorers at the moment. Div 1, pretty important. Heath Kemain, he's been around for many years with Ross Trevor, 39. Troy Menzel, bagging a few still with 36. Christian Elliott from Atherstone on 28, Thomas Bartlett on 25, with Matthew Gibson from Mowbray on 22. So Heath Kemain in amongst the leading goal scorer by 3 over Troy Menzel. This week's game, now this is going to be some ball tearers I think this week.
Yeah, Ross Trevor versus Payneham, this is at Febby. I would expect a bounce back from Payneham here, and I'm going for Payneham.
I agree with you. I think Ross Trevor, bouncing back. I think, as you said, they've got all those league players in there. They'll probably just settle down this week, probably just recalculate what they've done, and I think they're going to bounce back big time at Febby Oval. Fit enough as Ross Trevor are for the big oval down at Febby Oval. So
yep. Well, that's the advantage Ross Trevor have been playing
Correct.
every year, but I think Paynham's the best talented side, most talented side in the competition. Henley are taking on Prince Alfred. This is at Henley. This will be, well, you'd expect Henley to win based on last week's form, but if you based it on 2 weeks ago, you'd say Prince Alfred. So I'm going for Henley.
I'm like Henley definitely. I think they're pretty hard to beat at Henley. I think PAC, when you lose to Atherstone, I think Henley are just coming good at the right time, up a grade of course from last year. Mate,
yep.
Henley for me.
Port Districts and Mowbray, you'd expect Port Districts at home to get the money here.
Easy, I think, Port Districts at home, gee, was tough to beat.
Yep.
Atherstone, Adelaide Uni, this is probably a battle that one of these teams need definitely to win this one to sort of try and avoid relegation.
Yeah, I think the next 2 games are absolute beauties.
Yeah.
Atherstone and Adelaide Union, I think Atherstone will win this
I
one.
reckon at Atherstone they certainly will.
And
Teacher Gully and Goody Saints got 2nd versus 3rd at Pertaringa.
Yeah, I'm not quite sold on Goodwood Saints yet, but if they keep going, I'll have to change my opinion, but I'll still go for Teacher Gully.
Yeah, same at Pertaringa Oval.
Yep.
That's it for Division 1. That's it. Thank you for joining us, Jacko. And unfortunately our sponsors, they wouldn't hold up tonight, so if you want to have a check, but that's okay. But we'll see you next week.